All right, we had some minor adjustments to make. And when we left off, we were sending our right hand over. Hopefully everybody can see me a little better. We're sending our hand over, our right hand was down, we were stretching our left body, and then we were sweeping our hands up to meet, drawing the hands together, palms facing, and then sending the hands to heart center. Eventually I'm going to get that right, because today I've not been saying it right. All right, and then we were going to go ahead and raising our knees to our chest. We can go ahead and take a moment here, bringing our knees to our chest, nice stretch here, dropping the knees down. We're going to come on all fours. We're going to a little bit of balance today, as well as stretching. So from here, we're going to begin by taking the right hand. We're back in our neutral spine. Our wrists are in alignment with our shoulders. Our hips and our knees are nice and in alignment. Our feet are flat on the mat. We're going to take our time. We're going to send our gaze forward. We're just going to lift our right hand up here, and we're going to bring it back down. We only want to raise it to about shoulder height. We're going to do the same thing with our left foot. We're going to raise our left foot out, sending the heel back. Good, I didn't kick anything. And then we're going to bring it back down. I'm going to walk a little more forward so you can see. That's probably a little bit better. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, lifting the left hand up, just to shoulder height, palm facing toward the center. In our exhalation, sitting it back down. Same thing with our right foot, sitting it back. The heel is going to be facing out, pushing away from you. We don't want to raise it too high, so whatever that looks like for you. And then bringing it back in. Now this time we're going to do two together, so it's going to be opposite hand, opposite foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Let's try that. Lifting here, sitting that heel back. Really shifting our weight to our left palm. We can hold here for a nice deep breath in, and then with our exhale, go ahead and bring it back down. And let's do the same on the opposite side. Sending the left hand forward, the right heel back. The toes are pointed towards the earth, the gaze is forward, maybe just beyond your fingertips on your left palm, and then bringing it back in. Now, if we like that position, we want to stay there, that's fantastic. If we'd like more of a challenge, go ahead with our inhalation, sending everybody back. And this time, go ahead and bring it in so your elbow touches your left knee on the inside. And then exhaling it out. Inhaling it back in. And then sending it back out, our exhalation. Keeping our spine nice and straight. And then one more time, bringing it in. Holding here for one breath. And then sending it back out. And then exhaling it back down. Now let's do the same on the other side. So shifting your weight over to your left-hand side. Excuse me, over to your right-hand side. We're going to send the left hand forward. Right heel back. And then back down. We can do the same here. We can stay here, or we can actually bring it in for crunch here. And then sending it back out again. And then in, and then out. Go ahead and drop the hand, the knee, send the hips back toward the heels for our next child's pose. Maybe you drop the belly between the knees. Maybe you rock side to side. However that feels for you. On your next exhalation, send the gaze between the space in front of you, the top of your mat. Come back to all fours. Take that right knee and you can just walk it forward here. So the right knee is going to be in between your hands. Now if your hands are here, that's fantastic. You can hold onto your shin, whatever that looks like for you. We're going to start walking up the body. We've got some really good balance. We're going to make sure that our knee is not over our ankle, but it's nice in alignment with it instead. Our hips are squeezing together, our thighs are pushing together, and we're actually balancing on our left knee. We're going to sweep the hands up here. We can do a twist here. If you'd like this pose, stay here for a nice kind of spinal twist. If you want more of a deeper pose, we can draw that left hand down, stacking the right hand, the palms are facing, to bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Now we're going to be a little bit wobbly some points, but if you'd like to go ahead and just squeeze those thighs together, that works as well. Maybe for 2 breaths. On your next exhalation, go ahead and release out of that. Hands are back up. Spinal twist back down. And we can actually drop our hands in front of us, sliding the right hand back here. Now we can always take a child's pose to relieve any kind of pressure we may feel or tension. Taking a moment to feel or notice any sensations that have become new to us. When you're ready, go ahead on your exhalation, look at the space between your fingers at the top of your mat. Come back to all fours here. Sliding that left foot forward between the hands. Now here again, you can stay here, you can hold on to your ankle. Go ahead and begin by walking the body up, taking a moment, checking in, making sure everybody's where it needs to be, making any adjustments, making sure our hips are squared forward. Our back is nice and straight. Our spine is always being lifted from the top, stretching out, nice and lengthening through the spine. You can keep your hands here if you'd like for more balance. You could begin by sweeping your hands up to the sky, dropping the shoulders, and then twisting the body to the outside. We can remain here, or we can begin by dropping that right elbow toward the outside of that left knee, stacking the palms for a nice final twist here. 2 breaths. Go ahead and release, dropping the palms back down, and then sending that left foot back to meet the right. And you can go ahead and take a child's pose here if you'd like, just for a nice deep stretch. On your exhalation, go ahead and come back up. We're going to do something fun called thread the needle. If you have neck issues, be very cognizant of the way that you're moving. It's going to give you some really good social cues, really good verbal cues, social cues. So we're going to actually bring the left palm closer to the center of our mat, sort of the center of gravity, right? Making sure that we're not too far forward. We're nice and square here, tabletop neutral spine. So bring that left palm in. Send that right hand up to the sky if you'd like. If that's not within your practice, then actually you can come here with just the elbow. You can even place the hand on the outside of the right hip. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, go ahead and send the hand up. Maybe if that's too much stretch in your neck, you can send the gaze back down to your left palm. And go ahead and bring that hand back down, just kind of noticing how that feels. Sending the right palm to the center of the body of gravity. So again, we're using our weight, shifting our weight to that right center, the right side, so the center is actually here nice and even. Taking the elbow up on the left side, our gaze over our left shoulder. Or if you want more challenge, sending that left hand all the way up. On your exhalation, dropping it back down. Again, anytime within your practice, you can pause this. You can do a child's pose, whatever feels comfortable for you. So we're going to do something fun called threading the needle. So you see I'm adjusting my hands accordingly. So I'm going to actually begin by raising that hand again, that right hand. Center of gravity is on my left, about the palm in. I'm going to actually take that hand and kind of swan dive it, curve it down. I'm going to thread it underneath my left arm. And I'm going to continue to go all the way down to the mat. My ear, my shoulder. I'm going to use my left hand as a kickstand, pushing away from the earth. On an exhalation, go ahead and release. And we'll do that on the other side so you can see what that looks like. So wherever you are, you're still in neutral spine, tabletop. You're going to send that hand all the way up, or just to the elbow. Swan diving that left hand down. Palm is facing up toward the earth, and slowly release toward the earth. That right hand is used as a kickstand. So I'm actually not even touching. On your exhalation, go ahead and come back up. And as always, send your hips back towards your heels for a nice child's pose to relieve any tension or pressure you felt on your low back, or shoulders, or neck. On your exhalation, look toward the top of your mat. Go ahead and come back up to your tabletop. Tuck your toes under, and then send the hips back towards the earth as well as your heels if that's within your practice. You can always maintain, I know I've got baggy pants on, you can always maintain a slight bend here. But if we'd like to, I'll make sure you guys can see, we can go ahead and come up on our toes here if that's within your practice, if that's comfortable. And then bring the heels toward the earth. Notice I didn't say down all the way because if that's not within your practice, that's acceptable as well. Remember, this is your own form of expression of your practice. So breathing nice and deeply here. We'll come back on our toes. We'll put a little bend. And we'll look at the space between our hands at the top of our mat. And we're going to walk forward slowly, nice and safely. And as always, we can deep bend here. And then we can begin by rising slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the palms facing one another. Our exhalation, send our hands to heart center. See, I told you I'd get it together. Very good. Okay, very good. So from here, we're just going to turn towards the long edge of our mat. Lovey, I'm going to pull back just a little bit if you don't mind, man. I know I'm in your way. Excuse me, Lovey. Well, she didn't move, so I guess that's where we are today. All right, so from here, we're going to step our feet maybe a little bit more than shoulder width apart. We can go ahead and begin by taking a little air in, lengthening through the spine. Our gaze is between the space between our palms. We're just going to drop our right hand down to our right side body. Remember we did this stretch earlier when we were seated. We're just going to lean our head, just gently let it drop towards our right shoulder, and maybe sitting the hand over that right left-hand side or maybe the front top of your head. Bringing it back up. Right hand meets. We'll do the same on the other side. Very good. Now from here, we'll take our hands to our hips, making sure that our toes are facing forward. And from here, we can actually do a nice fold, but we want to first put a bend in our knee. Just like we did before, we did a swan dive, right? So now we're just going to simply forward fold. You have a lot of balance because your toes are nice and wide. Your hips are nice and wide, and you slowly fold forward. You can stay here. You can even grab your ankles and let your head drop forward. Yes. Maybe shaking your head, no. Give me that tension off your neck and off your head. If you want a little bit more grounding, you can put your hands onto the mat if that's comfortable for you. Your hands can be on your shins if that works for you as well. So from here, let's shake a little bit, just grounding at the neck. Now we can drop the hands, palms, fingertips toward the mat. Walking over to our left-hand side. And if this feels comfortable and it feels like maybe elementary school, your body remembers what to do. And your inhalation, go ahead, walk over, on your exhalation. And inhale here. You can drop the palms. You can roll back up, or you can walk your hands up safely. Whatever is comfortable for you. Very nice. So from here, I'd like for us to turn the left foot out, or your front foot out, whatever that looks like for you. Making sure that that back foot is in alignment. Your heel of the front foot is in alignment with the arch of the back foot. So if you're on the left, that's perfectly fine. We'll always do the same on both sides. So from here, placing the hands on the hips, squaring the hips forward, we're going to put a slight bend in that knee. And if you need to back up so that that knee is not over that ankle, that's acceptable as well. So making sure your alignment is nice and even. And we can stay here for warrior one. And if you'd like, go ahead and come out of warrior one, squaring the hips forward, turning that left foot back forward so that both feet are facing towards the long edge of the mat. We'll do the same on the other side. So turning that right foot out, again, adjusting, making any adjustments necessary so that the heel of the front foot is in alignment with the arch of the back foot. Squaring the hips forward, staying here for a breath, and then making that bend in that front knee, any adjustments necessary so we're still nice in alignment. Dropping the shoulders down, hands remain on the hips for warrior one. Go ahead and come out of that. Release. Feet are both facing again. Taking a nice deep breath in here. Palms together. Exhalation, back to heart center. Now I'm going to have you just simply walk your feet in. I know this looks like a funny MC Hammer move, but it's actually pretty cool. I'm going to move the mat back just a hair more so that you can see. Very good. So here, we're going to take the feet, we're going to step it out again either way. We're just going to do a goddess pose here. So making sure there's a nice bend in your knee. Maybe the toes need to be facing out a little bit. We're going to bring our hands up here. You're going to bring them here to the shoulder height. And we're just going to slowly squat down. Now, if you have knee issues, bringing the knees in a little bit will help a little bit more. If you'd like to, if that's within your practice here is comfortable, then just stay here, drawing the spine back. The neck is in neutral. The hands are wide open. We're just kind of engaging our quadriceps here. And if you'd like to, go ahead and come out of that pose, hands back up, back to heart center. Let's turn towards the left-hand side, both feet. Hands are on the hips. Knees can be a slight bend. And we're just going to forward fold here. Dropping the hands. Turning that the back foot toward the front. And then dropping that knee. Allowing the foot to go flat. Bringing that left foot down. And then going back into child's pose. Very nice. Take 3 breaths here. Give yourself a moment to notice and feel anything that might be unusual or uncomfortable or space you need to breathe into. Forehead is on the mat. Remember, you always have the option of bringing the hands back along the side body, palms facing forward or upward. Breathing nice deep breaths here into any space that needs an extra bit of energy. When you're ready, go ahead and slide the hands forward if they weren't already there. And then looking at the space between your fingers, come back to your neutral. Bring the knees in. Go ahead and sit back down where you were. And do a few forward folds here. We'll finish up nicely, a little bit more stretching. So wherever you are, go ahead and sit down on your mat. Extending the feet forward. Sweeping the hands up nice and tall, lengthening nice and strong through the spine, all the way again. Top of the head is being pulled and lifted for a really great posture. Inhale in here, forward fold. If your forward fold looks like this, stay there. If you want to grab the tops of your toes, you can. If you'd like to forward fold a little deeper, that's within your practice, that's fine. If you want to keep your hands on your shins, that's acceptable as well. Whenever you're ready, exhale, release. For a breath here. We'll do that once more, sweeping the hands up here. Palms are facing. Inhale, and then gently forward fold. That low back feels really nice. Stay here, grab the toes. Hands can be here, hands can be on shins, whatever feels good for you. And when you're ready, go ahead and exhale back out. Turn toward the front of your mat. We'll do some really quick stretching here and we'll wrap it up. I'm about 30 minutes in, so I'm gonna make sure everybody gets a good start of their day. Sweeping the hands up, we're always sweeping the hands up, right? And then bringing them to heart center. Let's take that right hand, wrapping it underneath the left hand. If that's within your practice, if you're here, your palms are looking at each other, stay right there. If you want more of a challenge, see if they can touch. You can even raise your palms, sending the shoulder blades together for a nice hug between your palms as well as your shoulder blades. Actually, they're going out. I'm feeling why they're out. We can stay here with a nice breath. And then go ahead and release. Sweeping the hands back up again. Bringing them back to heart center. Sending that left arm underneath the right. And sometimes you're going to be more flexible on one side than the other. Just always keep that in mind. If you'd like to remain here, your elbows are happy, your palms are facing, or maybe they're facing out, whatever looks good for you. Or if you'd like more of a challenge, bring them together. Bringing that spine to the navel, navel to the spine. You can raise your hands if they're touching, if this feels comfortable to you. Exhalation, release, sweeping the hands up one more time. Bring them down here. Sending just your gaze, not even your hands, placing your hands alongside your body. Sending your gaze over to your left shoulder, back to neutral, dropping your shoulders, and then over to your right shoulder. Sweeping the hands up, palms facing, back to heart center. We'll go ahead and end here. I thank you for your time today. I hope you enjoyed your practice, and I hope that you will take time to meditate. Enjoy the beauty of the day, maybe some greenery, maybe go for a walk. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.